Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans and otherwise, to the greatest game of all, Yerth. Prepare to witness a spectacle of pure embarrassment. We will begin now.
Welcome back to round 2 of the third recorded casual Yerth series. Yerth casual series. Series casual Yerth. Whatever order you want to say the words in, I guess. So we are looking at an 18-point game from who played Seekers last round, Sam and Vincent. As Team Larry, I just realized I meant to put them on Team Jimmy. It's too late. Sam, sorry, you're on Team Larry. Take the L. Ben and Rigdon then are on Team Jimmy. It is their turn to score some points. Okay, I don't know what's happening. Looks like they're going to be about ready to start here. So let's see. I think 18 points is definitely winnable, but it'll definitely be a close game. We're not going to have a blowout on our hands here. Wait, what do they? I don't know what they mean. Am I ready? I'm spectating. Okay. So 3, 2, 1, go, and we're off.
Let the suffering begin.
Yes, yes, yes.
I don't know what they're talking about. Here goes Rigdon. Towards the digital forest. He's gonna get the glitch. Yep, there he goes. So this glitch item he's getting, that will teleport you 5 blocks above where you're standing when you drop it. So that's really useful. Ignore that sound. That's useful mainly for getting out of tunnels. Then we'll see which way Ben has gone. Alright. So I'm not sure if he's going to try to get... There's a trident you can get in the ocean if you go to 4 separate places. I'm not sure if he's trying to do that, but this is really the only time you can do that if you try to get it. I would recommend they get really, really aggressive on the stones and not get as many loot items if possible in these 5 minutes, because they want to make sure 18 is on the mid-level high score category, I would say. Once you get to 20, that's pretty much just a pretty high scoring game. So they definitely need, I mean, obviously they need points. So if they focus too much on some extra loot items, it's probably just inevitably going to lead to some point sacrifices. Unless those items can really lead to some kills. I doubt that's going to happen though, because we can see Sam here is getting the Zac tablet. We're going to see a all Zac tablet game, which should be fun, because we are deciding if the tablet is too powerful at the moment. Oh. Here, let me fix that for Sam. I think I flew too close to him. You get to see some... Oh wait, I think I have to You get to see some Yerth maintenance here. Okay, 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 Sam. Why does he not know I teleported to him? Okay. Okay, he has the tablet. I wasn't paying attention to what happened. Okay, so they have 3 stones so far. Yep, they're gonna make a good pace. I think they just need to focus on getting as many stones as they can, while also getting enough loot items to at least keep them alive in some other situations, like some ender pearls. Just some easy escape items. Okay, so Rigdon here going through Chesland. Let's see what he's going to be going for. I don't really have any idea. We've got the Dirt Stone and the Dwarven Stone are kind of the two closest to him right here, other than there's kind of a hot spot over there too, but he's running towards this. Beta Tower's already been activated, so we can see it's detecting him. Oh, okay, so he's going to be getting... I forgot, actually, there's an expert key up here. So he's probably trying to get that. I don't recall if there's other important items, but the expert key is the most important item that's up here. He's getting, this is funny. He's getting sucked up into the UFO. That's actually really funny to see. Um, I'm glad I got that. Let's see. Ben might be going for Stingy. Where are the hunters? That was really good timing. Sam is pressing that button for the tablets. You have to do that at some point just to make sure you can turn them in. And let's see, Vincent. Vincent picked Assassin. He's been playing exclusively Assassin recently, I believe. So this mask on his head prevents him from showing up on the locator maps that the Seekers have. And the locator maps are showing where everyone is located. So it's obviously pretty bad if you can't see where one of the hunters is. Let me actually just make sure this is recording. Yep, I get paranoid. Oh, Vincent going for the power cells. I like what I'm seeing. So let's see if they end up pulling that off. Wait, no. Why? He's a hunter. Why did he open that? Yeah. I don't know why he just did that.
25 minutes remaining.
Hunters aren't really allowed to open chests at all. That was weird. Okay, whatever. So Sam is right at the temple. He timed that pretty well. That was bad timing. Okay, Ben's back over here. He's gotten the iron sword from the ocean.
Now the Seekers are really in for it.
I assume he's going to be trying to get some combat stuff, but hopefully he realizes he shouldn't... Like, he really shouldn't try to get any weapons. Like, maybe armor for protection, but, like, I would just ignore weapon loot or stuff that makes you more powerful in general, because they're going to get the Zac tablet, and that essentially makes the hunters unkillable because they've got double the health. The whole point of the Zac tablet is basically anti-combat, while also giving you the watchtowers for some seeker locating. Ben is going up to his battleship thing here. He built this, so he knows it pretty well. Let's see. Where are people? They're not necessarily nearby. Yeah, they're not really close to either of the Seekers at the moment. So they're starting to slow down on the stones a little bit. Like, this is the kind of thing that Ben does not need to be doing. I'm just going to straight up say it. He doesn't need to be up here. He needs to be getting some more stones at this point, I think. They need to get stones early before they're stuck late game down points, and the hunters have a cursed tablet and upgrade items. You want to just be getting as many points as you can the whole time, I think. So Rigdon's going to be... Oh, he's in trouble. We've only got 5. Okay, so once we get 20 minutes remaining, that's probably going to happen like a couple minutes. Vincent's assassin class. It's way too loud. Vincent's assassin class in about 2 minutes will be getting in permanent invisibility. Oh, I love it when he does that. He's the glitch. Oh my gosh, this is so good because Vincent is stuck in the snake unless he jumps onto the ground. That was such a good play. That was a really, really good play. But I was going to say in about 2 minutes, Vincent's going to be getting a invisibility item that just gives him permanent invisibility as part of the assassin class. So that's going to get rid of his name tag, and it's going to make it difficult for... Okay, see, Rigdon... Unfortunately, he did not really take advantage of that play. Because now Vincent's just 2 blocks behind him again. He really should have been able to get more of a lead than that. Not trying to sound like I'm, dogging on him here, but He probably should have been able to get more of a lead than that. And Ben was up in that ship for a long time, so Peter Griffin had plenty of chances to figure out where he was. So as I was saying, in my opinion, I think Ben probably should have stayed more mobile instead of going up there to get some bows that he probably is not going to capitalize off of. They really just need to focus on getting some points. But oh, and Rigdon was killed up here, and unfortunately he only had one stone in his first life. But that's going to be 1 point for Team Jimmy. That's their first point because he'll turn that stone in. Have we seen it? We haven't seen it turned in yet. I think he forgot to turn in the stone then, so just slide that point off the board. It's probably fine though, because Ben will have his 2 lives here. He's getting the Ender Pearl. Oh, I don't know if Sam did that intentionally to get back to spawn faster. That is possible. That's certainly a valid strategy sometimes. Okay, so we see Rigdon trying to up his points here. He should probably just get Peoples next, unless that's going to be too... Oh, never mind. Vincent is not giving him a good time this game. I'm going to just say Rigdon probably doesn't survive this situation. Although, well, okay, let's see. This might get interesting. Because Rigdon's ahead, so he might be able to knock Vincent off the roof here. Nope, it's the opposite, actually.
20 minutes remaining.
Yeah, he's definitely dead. I hate to say it, ladies and gentlemen, but this game is no longer winnable. I'm just going to say it. Ben is not going to be able to... Well, you know what? I don't want to write him off just yet. I'm going to say it's pretty unlikely, because they have 8 points collected right now. It's pretty unlikely that Ben is going to manage to get 10 more points by himself. No way they're going to blame me for that shit. Alright, I'll check the chat. I might be wrong. That's right. We're gonna argue in the broadcast. I don't see it. All I said was, he said... That's what I thought. Okay. So, we've got Ben trying to do this, which doesn't really make sense. He just needs to get points. Actually, never mind. The shield probably makes sense. I don't know. It's really risky for him to go for things that aren't stones right now because he just needs points. And he's got 2 lives left, so really he should just treat this life as a suicide life, like a basically free points. Whatever stones he collects, he's gonna... See, this is not gonna work out. I don't really know what he's trying to do here. There's no way this is gonna work. I don't know what that chest plate is. It looks like leather, or is it iron? I have no idea, but it doesn't matter. He's got both hunters on him. So this was just not really this might have been unavoidable, but I think he probably could have gotten at least a stone instead of doing the shield and trying to fight Sam. So that would be my analysis of the situation. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but they're going to have their 8 points now, which is a very small condolence, I think. Unfortunately. Team Jimmy has had some bad showings recently. I'm sorry for all you Jimmy fans out there. It is worth noting that they did not have their advanced speed boost that they were supposed to have, and that I was not told to give to them, because this backup is messed up, and we don't have a fixed backup ready at the moment, so slightly botched in that way. I'm not going to pretend like 2 advanced speed boosts would have made the difference, because let's be honest, they really probably wouldn't have. Um, might have delayed one of their deaths by 3 or 4 minutes, but that's not going to likely make up for this much of a point difference with one seeker left. You never know. I mean, I just want to avoid any blaming if possible. Certainly the 2 speed boosts for each seeker would have helped, because they could have possibly escaped from a situation earlier. I know Rigdon was getting chased a lot, so one of those speed boosts would have helped him clear some distance, but it doesn't necessarily make as much of a difference as you think. So you really can't rely on items like that to get you away from a hunter. You really just have to have an ender pearl or a teleporting item. The speed boost is helpful if it can get you into cover faster. You can get into a tunnel and then actually hide, something like that. But if you're just running along a straight shot, it's probably not going to make enough of a difference. And once again, Ben is not trying to get points right now. I just don't think this is the right approach. I understand that he probably thinks he needs more survivability, anything like that. We're about to get 15 minutes remaining, so Sam is preemptively heading to the ziggurat to turn in the Zac tablet. And again, as I pointed out, the Zac tablet is going to be turned in, so there's no reason for Ben to be getting gear intending to fight somebody, because he's literally not going to be able to kill them. It's going to essentially be impossible. He just needs to get points. He has 10 points to collect, and he's by himself. I think he did turn the compass off, actually. I think I saw that. I wasn't paying attention, because that's when I was arguing.
15 minutes remaining.
When they were trying to attack me.
Now the Seekers are really in for it.
But yeah, we've got nighttime. We've got the Zac tablet coming. This is not going to be good times for Ben. The good news is that, well, here comes Rigdon. I don't know if he knows he's in this building, though. I don't think he probably doesn't know that. So Ben is kind of off the hook for now. Sam is over in the direction I'm looking. That's where the ziggurat is. Ben might be kind of off the hook for now. Nope, he's not. Never mind. He's totally trapped in here.
May Ermin have mercy on the Seekers' souls.
But Rigdon did just get slowness because Sam turned the tablet in, which was technically bad timing, but they probably just didn't coordinate enough on that. That kind of just saved Ben's life, I'm not gonna lie. that was pretty interesting. When you turn the hunter tablets in, there's a brief period, it's like 10 seconds, where the hunters get slowness just to kind of counteract it a little bit. So Sam technically picked a bad time to do that, because Ben actually gained a pretty decent lead off of that. But we'll see what he tries to do. So again, he's got to get 10 points by himself with 1 life left just to tie the game. It's really not likely. I think he did turn the compass off, which helps quite a bit actually, but it's probably not going to help enough. And I will stick to my analysis. I think Ben made some wrong decisions. I think he made some fairly crucial wrong decisions, where he went up to his battleship at the Delta Tower to get some items, which took, I would say, 2 or 3 minutes. And he also went into the Billy Bonkers factory, the one there that had the rainbow on the roof. He also went in there to get a bunch of items. And the Ender Pearl, yes, is important. There are also slightly easier Ender Pearls you can get. And he also spent time getting this shield, which I just don't think any of this is going to actually help him get the points he needs to close this gap. And part of the problem, obviously, is that it's just kind of a desperate situation to begin with, and the whole problem with it is there's not a whole lot you can do. But the only thing you really can do is make sure you're getting enough points. So that would be my take on this. Now, I'm not necessarily saying Ben is a bad player because of this or anything. He's actually quite a good player. It's really just a bad situation no matter who you are, but I think the better thing to do would have been trying to just get some more points instead of some of those items he collected. Apparently they have not turned on the Gamma Tower this whole game. Unless it got turned off by a Seeker, I didn't notice if that happened. But that's interesting that that had not been activated. All right, so we'll see how Ben approaches this. I don't know if they've gotten the nope, they haven't gotten the Blossom Stones. So if he doesn't get this, then I'm gonna straight up call it a blunder. Not gonna lie. I think he is getting it. Okay, good. At least he's gonna get that. Vincent is not very close, so he's got a good lead there. Where is Sam? Sam is a lot closer. So again, Ben's just gonna be in a bad situation this whole time. He's gonna have to do things that are unpredictable. So for example, from the bomb stone, they would probably expect he might try to get Slippy in the ship here, unless they've already gotten that. I don't remember. I think they. Wait. Oh. They have gotten Slippy. Okay, but normally, like, they might expect he would do that. They might expect he would go into the ziggurat. He just got spotted by that tower, which is unfortunate. They might expect he'd go into the ziggurat to teleport. Basically, he wants to do something that they probably won't anticipate, that doesn't make sense to do next. That's his only chance to stay away from them at this point. And he's also got to watch out for those Castle Zack towers. He is not nearby one. The closest one to him right now is all the way in the Dwarven City, which is beside the white area there. So he's safe from those towers for right now. But I don't exactly know what he's going to be trying to do. The other thing about him having to close the gap is that he has to make it back to spawn with his points, because he only has 1 life left. So let's say he collects 20 more stones somehow, but then he dies before he makes it back. None of those stones are going to count, because once you're out of the game, you can't turn your stones in. So he also has to make it back to spawn with the 10 stones. Well, really 11. So he's got a very, very tall order in front of him here. But he's making good ground right now.
10 minutes remaining.
He's got a really good lead. He does not have a lot of time left, though. And at this point, I think one of the hunters could even just go stand at spawn and make sure he can't make it back. Even though the temple just respawned and he's headed right towards it, I would say he shouldn't try to get that. It just takes time and it doesn't get him points. Because there's no way he's going to be able to get color stones. I think Vincent and Sam are going to have that locked down tight. So I hope he does not go for the temple for his sake. I don't remember if Castle Zack has been gotten. It's not a great option because it's a little time consuming and it puts him in a vulnerable position. It has not. He could get the Insanity Stone, which is decent for getting some good routes. It looks like Sam's trying to flank him a little bit. I don't know where Vincent's running right now. Vincent right now is on the other side of the map, so I think he might be expecting Ben to wall from here, which if you go to the wall over where I'm looking, that would take you to where Vincent is on the other side. Sam is getting pretty close as far as I recall. Yeah, so Ben's got to figure this out. I think he's trying to find the Insanity Stone. He's running directly at Sam. I don't think he realizes it probably. He doesn't have any way of knowing where Sam actually is right now. Yeah, so he is going to go for Zack. Like I said, I also don't... He might have an Ender Pearl right now. I don't remember if he used the one that he got at Billy Bonkers right there at that chimney. He got that Ender Pearl. I don't know if he's used that yet. If he hasn't used it, this is definitely the time to do it. So we've got... Sam is coming up pretty close here in hot pursuit. Looks like he skipped over the throne. Which, I mean, whatever. It makes sense. Sam would just turn it off anyway, and it technically takes more time to go step on it. So he's going to get the stone. I'm hoping he has that Ender Pearl for his sake, because he's not getting out of here if he doesn't. Or probably not. Yep, he still has it. Good for him. Good for him. That was a really good escape. That was perfectly executed. Now, where is Vincent still? Vincent is really close by now, but he's kind of running the wrong way. Oh, wait a second. Wait. wait. This is really odd. That's an odd play. Vincent should not be worried about the temple right now. They know that Ben's not going to get it. Like, there's a 90% chance that Ben is not getting the temple.
Now, the Seekers are really in for it.
That was a weird way of saying that. And they also... you get better resistance as you activate nighttime more times in a row as a hunter, but they don't really need that either because Ben is not much of a combat threat to them at this point, and they have the the Zac tablet, so it doesn't make sense to try to get that either. Vincent should have just tried to keep chasing Ben instead of taking time to go to the temple when they already had nighttime anyway, and they knew that Ben was probably not going to be getting temple. Even if he did get temple, it really doesn't matter that much. You've got two hunters and one seeker. So all you have to do is not do this what they're doing here and be in the same place. What they need to be doing is, well, first they have to actually figure out where he is because Sam thinks he might be in here, which is not correct. He should turn around now. I don't think there's any way down there in this building. I don't know why he's still in here. But what I was saying is what they should do is once they figure out where he is, they need to figure out some ways that they can flank him and corner him. You don't want, if two hunters are chasing after a seeker in the same direction, that's not actually helpful. Like it's not any different necessarily having two hunters chasing after a seeker rather than one. What you want is one hunter chasing behind them and the other hunter coming from the other side of the map to pincer them. So they should try to be setting up a route like that. Now I understand that Ben is underground right now, and they probably don't exactly know where he is anyway, so they can't necessarily set up something like that too easily. I do think we saw Vincent trying to do that earlier when he was on the other side of the map from the wheat fields. That's possibly what we saw, but right now, I don't think we're necessarily seeing that. Okay, Sam has figured out kind of where Ben is going. I still think that if anything, they really just need to have one person camping spawn and ready to adapt to the route that the seeker is going to take to get into spawn, because if anything they can just make sure that Ben won't turn his points in. Having one hunter chasing him the whole time is good enough to at least apply pressure, and if you've got another hunter waiting at the middle of the map, and if the hunters can
5 minutes remaining.
if the hunters can give call outs to like where they're going to be approaching from, then that hunter can just go and cut them off. I think that would be the play if anything. I don't think Vincent waiting up here is going to do anything. I don't think that's going to help because Ben is not going to... he ended up... Wait, how do I not know the routes? Oh, okay. I didn't actually know that this tunnel connected right there. Okay, that makes more sense why Sam went in there earlier. I don't know where Ben through the Ender Pearl. He's got a lot of items, I will say that. It's basically impossible for him to collect enough points because he just hasn't really been getting anything. That ties into the whole getting stones when you have the chance, especially in the first 5 minutes, like I said. Now, obviously, I think... well, no. They didn't. This team did not collect as many points as Sam and Vincent did. Sam specifically didn't collect as many points, but Vincent collected quite a few stones in the first 5 minutes. So this game kind of came down to how many stones did you get in the first 5 minutes, I think. So I think we need to have conversations with players more. Wait, hold on. He's going to try to knock him off, fight him here. This is really weird. I think we need to talk more about strategies of getting stones in the first 5 minutes and making sure you don't give up that time too much. I don't really know. I mean, this basically doesn't mean anything. It doesn't really matter. Like, if Ben gets this kill, they'll have 9 points. Oh, he activated the poison with the toxic spores from the huntsman. Yeah, Ben is definitely dead. Alright, so it looks like 8 points was their final score. Funnily enough, unless I'm mistaken... Oh, jeez. Unless I'm mistaken, they have 8 points. Team Jimmy got 8 points yesterday too when we played. So this is a really bad time for Team Jimmy, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. You might just need to avert your eyes from this tragedy. But yeah, as I was saying, from my analysis, I'm pretty confident to say that game pretty much came down to who got more points in the first 5 minutes. Because the thing is, like, eventually a Seeker's going to get out, unless it's just a really bad Hunter game. Once the Seeker gets out, you want to make sure you've collected enough points at that point, because when you're by yourself, it doesn't really matter what you have if you've turned the compass off. You're not going to be able to get that many points. Um, I want to say Ben was only able to collect about two, maybe three stones. That
2 minutes warning.
two, maybe three stones the whole time he was by himself. So that just kind of demonstrates, and he had the compass turned off. So that just kind of demonstrates that you don't want to be in that position down by a lot. Now, I will also say if he was down, if they had collected more points earlier and he was only down by 5 or something, uh, it's perfectly possible to collect 5 stones by yourself and make up the difference. But 10, that's getting basically undoable. So I think Ben mostly did what he could in that situation, but I still think he got too many items other than stones, especially in the armor and weapon category that didn't actually help him at all. Um, I mean, any of the fights that we saw him take, he didn't end up getting a kill, and he didn't really stave off the hunters at all. That last fight, he lost. He still died, obviously, and he wasn't going to ever get a kill because they had the Zac tablet. So again, I think that game comes down to just be more aggressive about getting the stones when you have a really good chance to get them, because later you're not going to have that chance. So, I hope everybody enjoyed this third recorded game of the Yerth Casual series, and I'm very sad for Jimmy fans, including myself out there. But we'll see better days. I'll see you guys next time.